Hello all, it's me Shinrabit, I hope you're well. So I've been playing GunGrave G.O.R.E and I've got so many thoughts that I want to share with your ear holes. So let me introduce you to the coffin carrying, ball busting and friggin' frustrating but at times fun shooter. Developed by Iggy Mob, G.O.R.E is the next in the GunGrave franchise that originated from the PlayStation 2 game of the same name. I did in fact play this as a kid and I can remember enjoying it, especially with that unique and gorgeous art style. Even all these years later I can still remember it, mixed with the outrageous and badass design of the main character. The way he carried his coffin and stylishly posed with his dual pistols, and was originally designed by Yasuhiro Naito of the Trigun series. The original went on to be a relatively successful franchise with a sequel and an anime adaptation, which I never really explored much personally. The series, from what I know, went quiet for a long time until a resurgence a few years ago with a VR title, and now in 2022, GunGrave G.O.R.E. If there are any die-hard fans of the series, please let me know if I've missed anything, just let me know in the comments below. Now when I talk about a game, I'm still not sure, do I start with the positives and end with negatives, or do I start saying things I don't like and end on a positive? And in this game I have plenty of both sides of that spectrum. On one side, I thought this game was really fun, and when things worked, it felt really freaking badass, mowing through countless bodies and trying out some of my new abilities to get through a room in style. Unfortunately, the experience was taken away by some infuriating game design and very repetitive gameplay. It made the game feel like a slog at times. I saw quite a lot of negativity for this upon release, and I really wanted to go into it enjoying it. And if you know me, I always try and champion the underdog, and I can sometimes find enjoyment in games that people write off too easily. However, G.O.R.E felt more like bore at times, mixed with some frustrating moments. After about 6 hours and maybe reaching 3/4 of the way through the story, I decided to call the game quits for now. Nevertheless, I am open to coming back to try the game because it does have some redeemable factors, and we will go through that together. In the story you play as, and this is from the fan wiki page, a gun-wielding badass anti-hero of your dreams. This made me laugh because yes, this is really cool, but then it transitions to this and I found this so funny, and I'm not 100% sure why, but look at it. And I'm going off on a tangent already, but I miss these awesomely cheesy but kick-ass opening cutscenes in games. I swear you just don't see them very often anymore. I remember playing The Witcher 2 and that amazing CGI fight on the book, or the insane and whiptastic one in Devil May Cry 3. Heck, who remembers the dramatic opening cutscene of Onimusha 3 with the mix of fast-paced action and slow motion chucked in there for a sweet effect. There was nothing better to get you in the mood for a journey, and after being excited for a game and witnessing an opening cutscene like that. Where was I? Oh yeah, so you play as Grave, who is part of this organisation, who are after this clan, and it's run by this Kingpin style character with his sidekicks that all vary in personality, and are distributing this drug called Seed. And drugs are bad, okay? So Grave heads to Scumland. No, honestly, that's what the place is called. Anyway, your goal is to plough through thousands of Scumlandians to put a stop to these bad guys. The story is told through a few uninspiring cutscenes that I felt were edited really weirdly, it felt really choppy, like it would show a second and skip a few seconds. It's hard to explain, but it just didn't feel natural. I do feel like the opening cutscene gave a false expectations of what the cutscenes would be like in the game. There are a few well created CGI sort of movies. The game is split up by pretty uninteresting cutscenes really. There are also small paragraphs before each mission that tell a bit of story and what's going on, but I lost interest in reading that. So overall, the story and the way it tells it is not its strongest point, but the main focus of GunGrave is its action gameplay. And what might be my thoughts on that, you may wonder. But before I get into that, I'd like to say a huge thank you, and if you are enjoying my video and want to see more like this, please consider subscribing and liking this video. It really helps a small channel like this, and I really appreciate everyone who has taken part in this journey so far. Now, does the combat work in GunGrave? I would say mostly it does. It's pretty simple and it can be a little addictive, especially with the wide range of special attacks you can unlock, and you can use these to get out of all sorts of situations. There's also a combo system that feels really rewarding, and you can even get it up to like 1,000 with practice. The reason this is fun is it's not just the enemies that increase the combo meter. Shooting the knickers off the environment also is going to get that combo going up. So if you clear a room of 30 scums, and then as you head to the next area you just plaster the cars, signs, boxes, chairs, whatever with bullets to keep that score going. There were times I would travel halfway through a level keeping that combo going, and with a little bit of practice I'm sure you'd be able to complete an entire level with the max combo. You have a wide range of moves too. You have your pistols for range, you can smash the guys with your coffin for a melee touch. There's a grapple, you can perform executions on stunned poor folks. If you're getting surrounded you can do this sort of circular attack in all directions. This all builds up your meter so you can perform a wide range of special attacks. And I know I'm making the combat sound pretty epic, and at times it really works and it feels like this. However, where there are a few good things, there are just as many annoying and just plain bad obstacles that really just dampen the fun. This game can all of a sudden get extremely difficult, and not in a fun, challenging way either. Sometimes there is an area where you just get swarmed by dozens upon dozens of brainless AI, and they just all full on charge you, and even when I'm playing on normal they just destroy you. Like there's this mission where you've got to hold this area down, and the bad guys just keep on coming and coming, and you just get swarmed, and then you get these guys with shields and they just charge at you and surround you, and the only way to kill them is with a charge up attack, and this would be fine, but the only issue with that is you have to hold your gun, you can't do anything while it's charging, and that's when it actually works, because sometimes it doesn't even charge, and then you're getting shot by another 20 people, and then you've got 5 or 6 people shooting infinite amount of rocket launchers at you, which you have to whack them away. So you can't charge a gun, whack them away, try and dodge everything else all at the same time. Maybe I'm just terrible, but I was finding it extremely frustrating. And then I died, especially on this bit, so much, and then the loading screen started to insult me. And there's so many areas like this, and after a while I was getting extremely tired of the game. Some points I had to try and cheese areas, like finding a small pillar to hide behind and just let the dumb AI keep coming in and sort of trying to bottleneck them. But it didn't feel like tactics, it just felt like I was cheesing it. And I normally love a challenge, but this just felt really unfair and just felt like there was a lot of luck. There was just so much bullshit throughout my time here, and it did kind of ruin the entire experience. To be honest, I do think if someone really put the time into it and got really good at the game, it would be really satisfying to play and watch. Also, the boss fights are pretty cool. Even though you do spend most of the time running away and dodging and just blasting when you can, some of the designs are pretty interesting and it is quite exciting for the most part. But the best thing about this game is the amazing jazzy soundtrack when you complete a level. It's actually worth playing a whole level just to hear that every time. It's kind of got like a cowboy bebop sort of vibe, and I really enjoyed that. Now, looking through my notes, I had to laugh quite a lot because you can see where I was getting salty. Let me read you one page of my notes in order. Shit train level. Why are they swarming me constantly? Really annoying enemies, in brackets, shield and rocket dicks. Stage 6 is terrible. This tune is so good. Cutscenes are bad. Why did the loading screen insult me? My fingers hurt. Yes, that's something I wanted to bring up actually. I was playing this on a mouse and keyboard and I think I have done permanent damage to my finger because you are literally spending the whole time tapping that fire because you can't just hold it to shoot, you have to tap 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 tap, and you are spending the entire level almost shooting, especially if you're trying to get that combo up, and I was getting cramps in my hand. Now, I've heard a lot of comments saying that the game feels a little bit outdated. It kind of feels like an Xbox 360 game. And I can kind of see where they're coming from with the AI. Graphically isn't incredible. It does have that sort of grey, brown sort of colour scheme that you did see a lot in them times. But this usually wouldn't be a problem. And I would usually enjoy something like that. But overall, the game just felt like a chore. And it was really frustrating at times. So I would say I didn't really enjoy my experience with this, and it is hard to recommend it. I certainly wouldn't say don't spend the £40 that they're asking for it. What I would recommend is if it is on a big sale, or if you have Xbox Game Pass, then give it a go, because it is fun for a couple of hours. You know, maybe if you are getting frustrated, come away from it and then go back to it, you know, like a week later, because it's quite easy to jump back into, and there's not really much story there that really pulls you in. So if you played it kind of like an old arcade game, maybe you can find more enjoyment in it, but for me personally, I think it's going to be a while before I go back to it. But that's enough talk about GunGrave for now. Whether you're watching this from Earth or in Scumland, I hope you enjoy. Please let me know what you thought of the game below. I love reading all your comments, and I will let you get back to your day with that. So thank you for joining Peaces Deuces and Deuces Peaces.
Game over, man. It's game over.